Well, good morning, friends. This is a little bit of a bonus video today because we're in that season in July when you celebrate the lunar moon landing in 1969. Yes, that's a long time ago, 54 years, but it kind of signaled part of this generation, the last generation before Jesus comes. And there are all kinds of sneaky little signals that let you know that God's not only true to his word, but that he's got a great sense of humor. Now, of course, it's the middle of baseball season, and I've got all kinds of baseball memorabilia. I've got in front of me here a ball signed by the great Bobby Richardson. Thanks to you, Clyde Wade. I appreciate that. What a wonderful gift that was. But I've got some other baseball memorabilia packed up, including an autographed ball from the great Alvin Dark. Now, Alvin Dark was not only a baseball player and manager, but he's a born-again believer, brother in Christ, who passed away back in 2014. One of the most interesting stories from his life and times concerns someone else and that lunar moon landing. He said, "What are you talking about?" Well, Dark was the manager of the San Francisco Giants back in the early 1960s. Now, again, I have that autographed ball primarily because of a guy named David Cole. David, I don't know if you're watching, but from Second Baptist in Beach Island, when we actually had Alvin come for an event to speak to the folks at our church. Well, this particular guy, as he was not only a player, he had also served in World War II. He was a veteran. But this guy, as he was managing the San Francisco Giants in the early 1960s, was one day watching one of his pitchers do batting practice, the great Gaylord Perry, who was an awesome pitcher but had a terrible swing and could hardly make contact with a baseball. In remarking about that fragile swing of Perry, it's funny that Dark declared that a man would land on the moon before Gaylord Perry, with that terrible swing, could hit a home run. So, there they are at batting practice, guys trying to hit home runs, and Perry could hardly get the ball out of the infield. Well, of course, he was a terrible hitter. Who cares? If you're a great pitcher like Gaylord Perry, hey, listen, we pay you for what you do on the mound, not for what you do in the batter's box. But that followed him, as he was just a terrible pitcher who couldn't hit much for average. And back in those days, when there were no designated hitters, there was always that number 9 spot where you had to insert the pitcher, and he had to swing a bat even if he wasn't very good at it. Well, fast forward to July the 20th, 1969. The lunar module from Apollo 11 touches down on the surface of the moon now keep in mind, we're going to do this in Pacific time because we're going to talk about a San Francisco Giants home game going on at the same time. The lunar module touches down at 1:17 p.m. on the moon's surface. Gaylord Perry is pitching the same day for the Giants in a game that starts at 1 p.m. Being ninth in the lineup to hit, he doesn't get around until the third inning, well past the 1:17 landing time of the lunar module. So what do you think happens? In that inning, Gaylord Perry cracks a home run. Yes, his first ever. So the impossible happens, and not just at any time. In his very first at-bat since the lunar module from Apollo 11 has placed itself on the moon's surface. Oh my goodness. You say, wow, that's a funny coincidence, isn't it? Do you believe in coincidences? Or do you believe that sometimes Gabriel is up there being punched by God as God's saying, "Did you see what I just did?" If these people don't get it, I don't know what else to say, Here is something that's so hilarious happening when a guy whose swing could never result in a home run knocks one out of the park in his very first at bat since a lunar moon landing. After the prophetic words of Alvin Dark in the early 60s, yeah, we will land a man on the moon before Gaylord Perry will hit a home run. Sometimes even sports like baseball just let you know who's really in control. And it's not us, my friends. It's God. You have a great day. I'll see you later.